Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am your host, June Archer. This is the Winner Circle Motivate You. Today's guest is an awesome, when I tell you, awesome, amazing human being. I've had the opportunity, the blessing to know him for, I think, I want to say it's probably going on over 15 years. And
Absolutely.
he and I were in the trenches making music when we would have late nights and early mornings. It gives me honor and it's such a pleasure to introduce to you guys to the stream. Please give it up for singer, songwriter, and producer Lil Eddie. What's going
Jeez.
on, brother?
What's good, my bro? Good to see you. Good
Man,
to thank you for, you know, um offering me this opportunity to always to speak and tell people my story and motivate people. That always is a blessing for artists.
Man, it's an absolute honor, man, to have you on the show. We were talking backstage about the old days and making these studio runs and building these bricks one by one. I want to ask you, man, for those that don't know you, you've had the opportunity to work with everybody from Janet Jackson, J Lo, Usher, Pink, Nelly Furtado, Kylie Minogue. The list goes on and on and on. What inspired you to become a songwriter?
I always say music found me, man. Like like I I didn't start doing music for no other reason other than I knew that it was what I had to do. It was like what I was great at, what gave me like the key to making it out of my hood. So i I really feel like music chose me and music saved my life. And what began to inspire me was just my own testimony first, and what I was going through in life, coming from nothing, eating out of garbage cans, like literally as a kid with my family, to just the temperature of the world, what the world was going through, and what I seen, from my eyes, other people's stories, other people's relationships. Because as a songwriter and as an artist, you're not always telling your own story. Sometimes you're telling other people's stories. Sometimes you're the narrator. So just a book of life.
Now, for those that don't know the kind of work you've put in, nominated for a Grammy 12 times, two-time Grammy Award. We're not even going to talk about the platinum and gold plaques. For you, as you've been on this journey, what has been the best advice you've been given? Because you've had the opportunity to work with so many artists, so many songwriters, so many producers, music executives. What has been the best advice you could give someone who's looking to get into the music business or wanting to have this body of work and they've been working on being a writer and a producer? What is the best advice you could give them today that you were given as you were just getting your beak wet into the music business?
Well, there's a few things. I mean, I was always told to keep grinding. You know what I mean? Like that simple. Keep grinding, never stop. Um, for me, it was put God first, never stop, keep grinding, and always to sharpen your knives, get great at what you want to do, because you have to be prepared. When preparation meets opportunity, that equals success. And sometimes that window of opportunity doesn't always present itself. So when it does, this information that I'm about to tell you, I got from Diane Warren. She always told, I asked her the same question, like, if you could tell me one thing, what would it be? And she was like, show up. She was like,
Mm,
show up. Show up on time, show up and be prepared, and show up and deliver. And you know um don't let the what is it called, the pressure get to you. Pressure makes diamonds. So like sometimes, growing up as a writer, there was always a lot of pressure to deliver. Like, if you wasn't gonna deliver, someone else was gonna deliver. And if
right.
it wasn't your song being picked for a single, then it's gonna be somebody else's song. And if you get an opportunity in the room with an artist, you better make sure that you get a song recorded that day, because you may never see that artist again. So I always took advantage of like the opportunities when I knew I was working with a producer that worked close with an artist, or if I was getting called into a session with an artist, or if I was working with another, legit, established or published songwriter or producer, it was that was my time to like really show them what I got, and make an impression in the room. And when Diane Warren told me to show up, that really stood out to me. And now I always make sure that like I leave that fingerprint. If it's with a producer for my project, or if it's with a producer for another project, or if it's me producing the scenario, like I'm gonna make sure that when you leave the room, you remember this session. Um, and if I'm your Uber driver, if I'm your songwriter of the day, like I'm gonna take you there.
I want to talk about that fingerprint that you talk about and highlight what you said, Miss Warren, share with you because when I see your moves, bro, I see how you affect change in those spaces and see how you show up. What you just said is important. Show up and show up on time. I want to talk about how you showed up on time and left your fingerprint with the amazing Simon Cowell, who allowed you the opportunity to come into his world and really make a mark on X Factor as one of his right hand. Like, take me through that. Like, how
Absolutely.
take me through the practice of exactly what Diane taught you in that one little gem?
Well, so like the Simon Cowell relationship, I met Simon Cowell, like I came in through Fox to work on X Factor when X Factor came to America initially, and that opportunity, like I met Simon Cowell working on the show, and I made an impression on him, and I made it very clear when we were in a room trying to figure out um, how to create the One Direction in America, and he decided let's make a girl group. I was pushing the agenda of Spanglish artists to be in the group and making sure that half the girls in the group were Spanglish and are from Latin descent, because I was like, man, this is gonna come back around. I remember growing up, there was so much Spanish music, but those were artists from from those islands or that country, most of them. And for me, I knew that the new wave was Spanglish, the new language is Spanglish. Coming from where I come from, New York, there's more Puerto Ricans and Dominicans in New York than they are in the country, in their countries. And living in California now, like there's more Mexicans I know here that don't speak Spanish than the Mexicans that do speak Spanish. Like me personally, I know so many Mexicans or mixed kids that don't speak Spanish. They speak Spanglish. They turn the language to something else. So I always push that agenda. And Fifth Harmony, I was in that room, and we helped create Fifth Harmony, and Fifth Harmony became who they became. Then the next season, I brought this kid Carlito Olivero in. He made it all the way to the finals. I got Prince Royce hired on Fox to sing with him because he was when you make it to the finals on X Factor, you get to sing with a celebrity. And I was overlooking that project and that contestant, and I happened to be working with Prince Royce, and I was like, man, let's work with Prince Royce on the show. And and then after that, we started to talk about doing more shows in the Latin space, and La Banda came about. I was telling them about Menudo and Ricky Martin and how that process was,
Right.
and then I was on the floor running um, the La Banda in Miami for Psycho, and we usually have about 7 people on the ground, and I was on the ground by myself over there, um, and developing that group of talent, and we came up with CNCO, and CNCO became a big success, and then I went to London just to be a vocal coach on X Factor, and it turned into writing a hit with with this group called Raksu, and that song became a hit. Literally, like I was in London for 2 months, and the song became number 1, and I was vocal producing them, and they won the show. Then after that, Simon realized like every time I worked with him, we had big success, and then he offered me a position as senior A&R at Sony, and I moved to London for like about 3 years, and then coronavirus happened, and he sold his shares. But uh, that was how that relationship kind of became what it was. And in between time, he also allowed me to be a judge X Factor the band. So I was also a judge one season in UK, and then I toured the world and became a judge on a few of other hit shows that he has in different territories. But that was that was a great testimony of like for me of showing up because I initially came in for one job and left an impression and did I went beyond the call of duty to make sure that someone like Simon Cowell knows that hey, I I know where you come from. I know that you know what you're doing, and I grew up watching and understanding. Like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. So it's an honor to be working next to Simon Cowell when you a kid that comes from the projects in Spanish Harlem, looking at the TV, and I think he's seen that I wasn't there to be a yes man, and I was always, I was always the type of guy that was like, man, I like that, or this is whack. If it was whack, it was whack. I always spoke my mind. I wasn't there for no other reason but to to bring food to the table. You know what I mean?
No, that's dope, man. And it shows in everything that you touch. I want to talk about just your pro Latino stance. You've always been one to wear your culture on your back, and you do a lot of R&B, you do a lot of Latin music, and having success in both. Why is it important for you to continuously carry that on your back? Yeah, we're looking at this whole Latinx movement, but I don't know where that came from because I felt like it's always been here, but we're just now getting the shine that is needed. Because growing up, blacks and Puerto Ricans, where I grew up, like we were always the cool ones. We were in R&B and hip hop. But for you carry that flag, brother Eddie. Why is it so important now more than ever that you carry that flag and you represent?
I think it's important because I think we still not there yet. I think yeah, Latin music is there's a craze going on, and we're seeing a lot of Latin music crossover. But I feel like we still haven't got our flowers yet, and I think there's a division within the culture um, that people may not notice. A lot of the big Spanish artists they come from the island, and those artists are the ones in the forefront of the Latin movement, and those are those artists that the Latin labels are champion. Um, Now, artists that are making the Hot 100 are Spanglish artists. CJ, Whoopty, Cardi B. 6ix9ine. These are Spanglish artists, but we don't really see the love on the Spanish side. We don't really see those Latin networks and those Latin labels champion that kind of talent. I think they still keep digging deep into the island, and I think we we're not in that box. Like Latin people all over the world are responsible for urban streams, Adele to drill music. We to Drake. We're not listening to just our Latin music, and it's never been like that. And especially for me, growing up in Spanish Harlem, and kids that look like me, kids that come from where I come from, in New York, all the way to Cali, around the world and back, we are now Spanglish, and we are influenced and by all music, all genres, and we also contribute to the culture, and we've been contributing to the culture. But how many Latin kids, in the middle of the Dominican Republic, know that there's a guy like me that wrote on the Charlie Wilsons and the Elder Barge and Usher and
Right,
Pink and Nelly Furtado. They don't really know that. They only know that hey, like Spanish people are creating Spanish music like the Malumas and Despacito, and but now we've actually done a lot more than just we've done a lot more than just our music. We've we it started from breakdancing, the Puerto Ricans breakdancing in the Bronx. Like
right.
we've
Crazy
always
legs
been.
and that whole crew. But so let me ask you this then: do you feel like Lin Manuel and the Anthony Ramos do they help what you're doing or do they hinder what you're doing? Because Lin Manuel's done so well in that genre of what he's doing. Does it kind of outshine writers and producers such as yourself, because now the culture feels like, oh, this is kind of like the norm. This is what we're doing, and only these stories are really making it out on film and on television. Does that help or hinder?
Well, I think it helps because I mean, Manuel's the first of his kind. You know, I think he's brilliant. I think what he's done is he's taken his influence and how he was influenced by the culture, and he brought it into some of his other passions, which is like musical theater. I'm very influenced personally by Lin Manuel, and I love his perspective and his um, contribution to being Latino and coming from a real place and bringing that into the commercial world. I think we need more of those creators and more of those perspectives in the big screen and on the big stages. But I think that's just one side. I think there's also a very real side that's not glamorized or um, you know polished or covered up. I think we need the Latin Spike Lees. We need the where's the Latin Mary? Where's the
Right,
Latin Usher? Where's the Latin? We're seeing sprinkles of Latin artists, but I feel like it's either very novelty or there's it's a Latin lover thing, or there's like controversy that has to be, you know, almost like over aggression, all these other things. But where's the respect? Like musically, like yo, this is a Latin artist that I respect. This is because they are musically great at what they do, And I think we still there's still a bridge that has to be gapped. We still need to close that bridge in that space, and we coming closer to it. For me, it's artists like me, artists that look like me, come from where I come from, and are really great at what they do. And it's the bridge between the Grammys and the Latin Grammys. It's not, a
right,
Latin Grammy,
right.
or it's the bridge between it and like the Spanglish movement. It's more than a lifestyle. It's a network.
Now, will we ever see Lil Eddie work in that space in terms of doing a musical like a Lin Manuel would do? Could we see you do it? Because what people don't know of you, they know you're a songwriter, singer, but they don't know that you're great at doing this live too. Like, would you even be interested in doing something in that fashion where we see you on stage doing a musical?
It's interesting, man, because I've been like, there's one agency right now that's like, man, I want you to go up for these Broadway plays and shows. But I think, I mean, yo, it's definitely something I wanna. It's a bucket list experience. I mean, I've done a lot of shows when I was a kid, from British Rock Symphony on Broadway and a bunch of other things. But um I think I'm really interested in lending a hand to writing that kind of stuff. I mean, I did I did a I wrote like a mini movie that was used on Spotify for 3 months. It was like, and they actually filmed it on the set of In the Heights, and Leslie Grace performed it. It was like a poem, but it was kind of like a mini movie that was nominated for a Webby. Um, and that was really important for me, important for the culture, and it was kind of Lin Manuel inspired. But I could see that style of Lin Manuel also maybe even get a little darker and a little more
Right.
real. And I think that's the kind of stuff that I'm interested in doing in my journey of work that I want to be responsible for and contribute to the culture. But all things in time, I think right now
All things in time.
I've been so focused on like building my production company, Broken Hearts Club, and it's like it's a bit of a Spanglish movement, and putting more music out there as Lil Eddie. You know what I mean? Getting
And I,
back to my voice and my testimony.
exactly. And I want to touch on that real quick. You've written hits for so many people. You've put so many people on out in front. Um, your latest project that you had worked on for a couple years now, Salute was the single. 85 million streams. How does it feel for your voice to be heard when you're talking about 85 plus million streams on something that you did? How does that feel when you see your stuff? And I know BTS had reposted you the other day, and that was big. Like, how does it feel when you see your work that you put blood, sweat, and tears on, that you sang is your vocals, and it's out into the world? How does that feel?
Nah, it's amazing. I mean, so the name of the single was Statue, right? And Statue is a song um, that I basically is a song I wrote years ago that was on one of my first albums I released in Japan. And this is the beauty of like TikTok, because um, TikTok, it became viral on TikTok. Like, so it's like brand new to a lot of people today.
Right,
But the song, I it's over 10 years old. And yeah, Statue is a very important song to me from back then. It was never even really a single. It just kind of, it made its way um, online, and that's just a testament to like good music will find its way, and good product, is gonna stand for itself, at the end of the day, because it's quality. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, now we're in an era where quantity is also almost just as important when you talk about keeping algorithms and staying consistent and all those things. But when you could when you can really strike, you know, quality and hit that bullseye, those are those moments that's just like unbelievable. Because on YouTube alone, like this is like probably over 200 million streams of
right.
just fan base people singing the song. It's beyond me, honestly. But that allowed me to remember why I did this, like why I even wanted to sing and why I did music, which was to tell my story. And it made me realize, like, no matter who sings my songs or no matter how many songs I place, like I still have a voice and people still need to hear it from me. So it's helped me get back to my own work, life's work.
No, I love it. Is there a song that has been written that you like, man, I wish I wrote that song? Is there like a favorite song that you like, yo, man, like I would have wrote
Besides
that
besides happy birthday. But no, nah, I mean, there's so many songs, I mean, for different reasons. I mean, like, I always think like this, like, even like on a business note, like 50 Cent Go Shorty It's Your Birthday is like was like the newest happy birthday. That song is playing somewhere every day in the rest for the rest of his life.
every day.
Every day someone is listening. It's like, go shorty, it's your birthday. It's a new happy birthday. So I can only imagine what those publishing statements are. But on besides the business note, I mean, there's a few records, man. Like some of my favorite artists are like Sade, like
Mm.
Sade and Seal and Coldplay, and it's stuff that people would never think. But and then
It-
there's a lot of cultural songs like from Juan Luis Guerra and then Motown, Stevie, and Donny Hathaway. So I'm still like a big fan of that stuff when it comes to some of the songs that shaped my life. But I'll probably say I Will Always Love You, man. That song,
yeah,
that's a
that's that one. Yeah,
that's a
that's some
crazy story as well. Like I heard Dolly Parton said no to Elvis on that song because he wanted publishing, but then Whitney sang it and she made over 600 million on that song, and that's how Dolly Parton made Dollywood.
crazy, right? Crazy.
Yeah,
It just
that's
takes
crazy.
one song. We've always been taught you one hit record away. You just one hit record away from something big.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The one hit record could change your life, man. Could change your life. But the thing is, like, I hope that we don't, because music is going so fast and the attention span so slow, and so many people are releasing music daily, like 60,000 songs a day. Um, music is becoming a little bit like data and background noise, and we got to start supporting artists more and becoming more loyal as fans. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because
before we lose the music, before the creatives don't want to create anymore.
everyone's focused on New Music Friday. Like, what's new? What's new? You know, you play everything's at your convenience to the degree where like you just get bored quick. You could binge watch a series. You could, you know what I mean, listen to
Yeah,
things at your own will. Like before, we were dying for our favorite song to come on the radio or that video to play on MTV or BET. It's not like that no more. You know, you can just
yeah.
release your music when and watch and see whatever you want whenever you want. We're in a different world.
It's a whole different world, man. I've been playing this game called University of Dope, man, and I was playing the hip hop version with a lot of artists, and now they came out with an R&B version. So for those who have been watching and following, the game is University of Dope. Unpopular opinions are welcome. Lil Eddie, you only have the opportunity to pass once.
Oh
If you
no.
need to, you only have the opportunity to pass once. So we're gonna rapid fire this thing. This is University of Dope, June Archer, and my man Lil Eddie. So here we go. Eddie, which artist would you have sing at your funeral? Would it be A, Fantasia, B, Jennifer Hudson, C, Jasmine Sullivan, or D, Faith Evans?
Mm. See, man, Jasmine Sullivan.
Which song would you leave on your crush's voicemail? Would it be A, When I See You, Fantasia, B, Nothing Ever Matters, Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo, C, Swing My Way, KP and Envy, or D, You Don't Know My Name, Alicia Keys?
D, you don't know my name. That's boss.
Can I get your number? What is the best song to shoot your shot? Is it A, Can We Talk, Tevin Campbell, B, Come and Talk to Me, Jodeci, C, Yo, Chris Brown, or D, Just a Friend by Mario?
Ah, it gotta be B. Come and talk to me.
All right, all right. What's the best side chick anthem, Eddie? Is it A, You're the One, SWV, B, As We Lay, Kelly Price, C, My Little Secret, Escape, or D, The Weekend by SZA?
And what's the question? What's the what anthem?
The best side chick anthem.
Side chick. Ooh.
A, You're the One, SWV, B,
A.
As We Lay, Kelly Price,
A or D, man. A or D.
A
The
or
weekend
D?
went hard. That was a hard
All
song.
right, I'm gonna let you slide with that. The best R&B soundtrack from the following is it A, Wait and Exhale, B, Soul Food, C, Love Jones, or D, The Bodyguard?
Mm, the bodyguard.
All right. If you could pick one artist to bring back for one night only concert, who would it be? A, Luther Vandross, B, Whitney Houston, C, Prince, or D, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
What is the worst song to listen to while trapped in an elevator? Is it A, Jumpin' Jumpin' by Destiny's Child, B, No Air, Jordan Sparks featuring Chris Brown,
I'm weak.
C, Hold On by In Vogue, or D, I'm Going Down, Mary J. Blige? The worst
Man,
song to
A
hear in
and
the
C
elevator.
is tied. A and C is tied on that one. C, let's say C.
All right, I know you're a fan of both of these, but who won the battle from The Boy Is Mine? Was it A, Brandy, or B, Monica?
Brandy.
Put that one to bed. Erase one from hip hop history, Eddie. Who would it be? Would you erase Janet Jackson? A, B, Beyonce, C, Mariah Carey, or D, Whitney Houston?
Damn. That's messed up. That's just that's a messed up question. Ooh, wait, erase one. Shh, this is gonna get me in trouble. I got passed on that one. That's the one I got passed on.
That's the one you're gonna pass on. You sure?
I'll pass on that one. Yeah, I'll pass
All
on that
right,
one.
all right. Erase one group from R&B history. Is it
Mm,
A, 112, B, Jodeci, C, Drew Hill, or D, Jagged Edge?
Jagged Edge.
Who would you have sing at your cookout? I know COVID is here, but the
I'm
weather's gonna
weak.
get warm. Eddie, like who is gonna be singing at your cookout? Is it A, John B. Is it Pink when she was black? C. Adele or D. Justin Bieber?
At the cookout, I'm gonna say Bieber, man.
Bringing Bieber to the cookout.
I'll bring Bieber to cookout.
What is the dopest duo from the following? Is it A. My Boo, Usher featuring Alicia Keys? B. My First Love, Kiki Wyatt and Avant? C. Nobody, Keith Sweat and Athena Cage? Or D. Spend My Life, Eric Benet and Tamia?
Mm. Uh, I like Keep Sweat, but I give it to my boo, man. My boo still hit hard.
All right, all
Still
right.
sound new.
All right, Eddie. The best baby making song from the following. Is it A. So Anxious, Genuine? B. When We by Tank? C. Say Yes, Floetry? Or D. Meeting in My Bedroom by Silk?
I'm weak. I'll give anxious. No, so anxious, man. Genuine.
All right.
Being in my bedroom is too funny. Too many memes on that one.
Too many memes on that. Choose the best non-singing singer from the following. The best non-singing
I'm
singer from
weak.
the following. Is it A. Keith Sweat? Is it B. Alicia Off Keys?
I'm
Is
weak.
it C. Slim from 112? Or is it D. Jennifer Lopez and Ashanti?
Oh, maybe D. Maybe D.
The last one, Lil Eddie.
I'm weak.
Erase one person from R&B history. Who
Hmm.
would it be? Would it be A. Chris Brown? B. Neo? C. Justin Timberlake? Or D. Usher?
Dang. One
Mhm.
person from R&B history.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be Justin Timberlake.
All
Sorry.
right. All
I
right.
know that's harsh, but
All right. Ladies and
Neo's
gentlemen, that's University of Dope of my brother, Lil Eddie. Bro, I
my
really appreciate
bro.
you playing that,
Justin
man.
Timberlake. I hope you don't hate me, man, but
No, it's all good. Um, Unpopular opinions are welcome. We love all these artists. It's just fun R&B trivia. And we're gonna send you a copy of that game, Lil Eddie. We got
yeah,
to
I
do
need that
that.
game, bro. I
Got to
need the
do
hip
that.
hop one too.
Oh, I got you on both of them.
I need that hip hop.
Music is a soundtrack to our lives, Lil Eddie. For you, up to this point, what song embodies your journey, or what artist embodies your journey up to this point?
Mm, I don't know, man. I always go to Sade, and when I Sade just that what's it called? By Your Side. That song just I don't know. It's one of my. It's like the soundtrack to my life, and Coldplay Yellow,
Mm,
and Donny Hathaway song for you. You know, those three songs to me are like, yeah. I got if I had to take five to space, those three are on the list.
that's dope.
So you know what I mean.
That's dope. I mean, man, I really appreciate spending this time with you. I know the production company is coming. Where can we follow you? How can we like what you're doing and keep up with your journey?
Absolutely, man. You guys gotta stay locked with Lil Eddie on Instagram, Lil Eddie on Twitter. Um, it's lileddie.com. A lot of information there. But yo, anyone like can hit me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm always available. I try to get back to everybody. That's just the kind of person I am. So,
You always been that way. You heard him.
jeez,
Listen, when you building these bricks and you're on this journey, build the proper foundation. And like he said, the information that he got from Diane Warren, show up, put your fingerprint on everything that you want, work hard for it. Uh, and nothing comes overnight. They say it takes 5 to 10 years to become an overnight success. Are you willing to do the work? Well, guess what? Not only did little Eddie did the work, he put his fingerprint on it. He showed up, he showed out, and found that there was utility in everything he brought to every opportunity, every situation. So whenever you find yourself in that situation, listen to what Lil Eddie said and what he shared today, and hopefully your dreams will come true. Whether you want to be a singer, songwriter, producer, or anything that you want to do in life, he shared his testimony and he talked about where he came from, Spanish Harlem, eating out of garbage cans. If he could do it, you could do it too. And Eddie, thank you for being as transparent as you could and
My
sharing your
G.
story. I always like to tell people, you know how we do, man. We've known each other for years. I love you, bro. And
Love
I
you too,
hope that
man.
you continue
Love you
doing what
too,
you're
bro.
doing.
You already know, June.
You know what it is. And before we end, listen, guys, never leave the opportunity undone to tell somebody you love them. It might be the last time you have the opportunity to do so. So we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. That's Lil Eddie. I'm June Archer. This is the Winner Circle. Motivate you on thisis50.com. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
My bro.